Hey, what's up? This is Michael Martin from Daily WoW Tips, and I wanted to show you some awesome bag tricks and tips today about how to buy stuff in different amounts than what the vendor is selling it for, and how to move and transfer stuff from one bag to either a trade partner or to your bank. And while we're talking about banks, we'll also show you some cool guild bank tricks as well. So let's say I want to buy something from this dude,
What can I
and
help you with?
I want to buy a different amount than what he's normally selling it for. So for example, here is a jug of bourbon, right? Now if I right click on this, I'm going to buy just one. So if I want to buy more than one because I want to get smashed, then I can just right click a million times and buy a bunch of them, but that's really lame and slow and stupid. What you can do instead is shift right click on the icon, and this little interface comes up. And then I've got left and right arrow buttons, and I can basically just keep tapping on this and just crank this up to the full amount or less than that, because, you know, moderation, right? So, and then I hit OK, and in my bag, that's how many I have bought, okay? Now, if you're wondering why my bag does not look like normal bags, it's because I'm using an add-on called Bagnon, B-A-G-N-O-N, which rocks and it's awesome. So that is how you can buy a different amount of something other than what the vendor is selling it for. When the item already sells in block quantities, like refreshing spring water here sells in blocks of 5, stacks of 5. If I right click, I'm going to buy one stack of 5. If I shift right click and I use the little arrow thingy here to choose a different amount, I'm not buying multiples of 5, I'm just buying singles in whatever this number happens to be. So in this case, let's say 15, and then I hit OK, and I've just bought 15 single refreshing spring water, so that I now have a full 20 stack of refreshing spring water. Okay, which of course I totally do not want. And so now, since this vendor window is open, I will right click on it and sell it back to the vendor. And same thing for the bourbon, even though getting drunk in the game is kind of fun. Alright, so cool trick there for that. Next, let me show you some cool stuff with your guild bank. Alright, so here we are at guild bank. So the same little shift click trick that I showed you before applies to transferring stuff between your bags and any other type of container, whether it's a guild bank, whether it's somebody else in a trade window. But the reason why I want to use the guild bank for this example is just to show you another cool trick for moving things around in the guild bank without having to transfer them into your own bag. So let's say I want to move some of my glyphs here into this guild bank. So rather than have 20 glyph of lava lash, I've got a 20 stack, and I've got 4 here. So let's say I want to move 6 of them into my guild bank. So I shift right click on it, and then this comes up, and I say, all right, give me 6. And I say, okay. Now I'm carrying around 6 of these glyphs. I actually can't drop them into the bank. I have to drop them into my own bag first, which is kind of a pain in the ass, like this. And then now I can drag them over here into the bank. Or you can right click, oh, see, now that just recombined it. You can right click on them and pop them into whatever the first available blank slot is in a container. So if I right click on this, because my guild bank is open, if I right click on this, it's going to pop into the first available slot in the guild bank. It's ready for it. Now let's say that that's the wrong tab for these, and in fact they should be on this tab. This is my 3rd tab in the guild bank. So let me go back here, and instead of moving this into my bag and then switching tabs and then moving it back into the tab, which is what most people do, what you can do is drag it to the 3rd tab and click on the tab while you're carrying the item. Okay, so look, see, I'm carrying the glyphs. I'm going to click on the 3rd tab, and now I'm going to go ahead and just drop it off here. All right, so that's how that works. So that's some cool tips and tricks for using bags, getting different amounts of stuff from one place to another, and a little trick for moving stuff around more efficiently in your guild bank, which is awesome if you are in a guild, but also, of course, if you use a bank alt with its own guild bank, which is what you're just looking at here. Bank alts are awesome. All right, so that is your daily WoW tip on video. Thanks for watching.